And what if we look at this passage another way? What if we see ourselves as the frightened disciples in this story, and Jesus as Jesus? Jesus beckons us. Let's cross over to the other side. He has work to do there. The focus text for this worship service is the very beginning of our theme text. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. I'd like to add one word to that. Because. Jesus says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because I have come to proclaim release and recovery and freedom and favor. When the Spirit comes, it is not to glorify me, not to bring honor to me, not just for me to have some personal and private religious experience. It's so that I can go and do the will of God in the world. Whether they all know it or not, Jesus and the disciples are crossing over the Sea of Galilee for a reason. They are going to Gerasa, Mark tells us. Gerasa, a place full of Gentiles and pagans and pig farmers. Certainly nowhere a self-respecting Jewish rabbi would want to row all night to reach. But like a storm, the Spirit blows where it will. Jesus and his followers have a divine appointment in Gerasa with a man who has been rejected by his community. They have a divine appointment with a man who lives in a graveyard. They have a divine appointment with a man so filled with the demons of anger and self-destruction he calls himself Legion. They have a divine appointment with this man, a divine appointment to set this captive free. But on the way there, seeking a lost sheep and having the faith to follow Jesus to some place they never thought they would go, this storm blows up. The disciples are legitimately afraid. They might die, and Jesus either doesn't know or doesn't seem to care. Have we ever felt this way? We respond to the call of God on our lives. We step out in faith. We sell all we have. We might even take out a student loan or two. Have we ever gone with Jesus to Gerasa? Maybe our eyes have been opened to the radical and countercultural claims of the gospel. Maybe we have had the audacity to resist the idea that the church's values should be synonymous with American cultural values. Maybe we have dared to question the consumerism, sexism, militarism, heterosexism, nationalism, and racism that, like a cancer, silently eat away at the vitality of our church bodies. Oh, and then a storm is going to blow up. Our leadership is threatened. Our sanity is questioned. Our ears are filled with alternative suggestions. Everything we prayed for and worked for seems to be crashing around us. When the storm comes up, we are tempted to cry out to God, "You're the one who brought me here. What's going on? Have you forgotten about me? Don't you care?" And Jesus replies, "Why are you afraid? Have you still no faith?" You see, I don't think Jesus rebuked the disciples' faith, as some have suggested, because they didn't believe he could calm the storm. No, their question is not, "Can't you do anything?" Their question is, "Do you care?" We have seen the lame walk, the blind see, and the possessed liberated. But what about us? If you don't do something, we are going to die here. What the disciples didn't have the faith to realize, what they should have known, is that no matter what was happening around them, they were completely safe. Why? Jesus was with them in the boat. Jesus doesn't send us out into rough waters alone. He goes with us. He says, let us go across the tracks and take this suburban church into the inner city. Let us go across the color barrier and enter into dialogue on racial reconciliation. Let us go across the divisive stigma of poverty and develop meaningful and informed ministries to the homeless. Let us go across the border fence of false patriotism and respond with compassion to the needs of immigrants in our city. Let us go across to the other side. And then he gets in the boat with us. If Jesus is in the boat with us, it means we don't have to wait until the sea is calm to be filled with awe at the protective power of God. If Jesus is in the boat with us, we don't have to wait for him to speak peace to the wind to experience the peace of his presence. If Jesus is in the boat with us, we don't have to wait until the storm has passed to know that Jesus is our shelter in a time of storm. Even when the lightning and the stock market crash, even when the waves in our 401ks dash, even when it seems like Jesus is asleep, we have nothing to fear because God is with us. Baptist sisters and brothers, today Jesus is calling us to cross over with him. Let us set sail into the very teeth of the storm as we bring the love and justice of Jesus Christ to a hurting world. Let us always remember that we serve a God that neither slumbers nor sleeps. Yes, with Jesus in our boat, there is no safer place to be.